Yeah, please respond. Are you able to hear my voice? Are you able to hear my voice? Yes, students, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So, are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in the last class, so I shown the derived the relation between VL and V phase. So here line voltage VL is equal to root 3 V phase or E phase. Next, all the line voltages are equal in magnitude. That is root 3 E phase and displaced 120 degrees apart from one another. So you can see in the diagram. So here you can say VRY. VRY. Next V by B. V by B is horizontal. Horizontal you can see V by B. Next, after 120 degrees, you can see VBR. So the line voltages are displaced by 120 degrees. Next, so here all line voltages are equal in magnitude and displaced 120 degrees apart from one another. Next, line voltages are 30 degrees ahead of their respective phase voltages. So here you can see here. Let us take the vertical line, the phasor which is vertical, that is ERN. So corresponding its line voltage is VRY. So VRY is 30 degrees ahead of ERN. VRY is 30 degrees ahead of ERN. So you can see ERN, which is vertically upwards. Okay, here the phase voltages are 30 degrees ahead of the line voltages are 30 degrees ahead of the respective phase voltages. That is the third point. So the line voltages are 30 degrees ahead of their respective phase voltages. Now here relation between line current and phase current. Coming to relation between line current and phase current. So line current is equal to phase current. So you can see from the diagram. So whatever the current flowing in the sphere, by seeing the diagram you can say, so whatever the current flowing in the phase R is the current flowing in the line R. So here you can see here. So right side you can see here. So IR is represented. So here the phase current is represented by IR. So which is equal to the line current flowing through the line R. So line current is equal to phase current in a star connection. But line voltage is equal to root 3 phase voltage. So you can see in the diagram. In the first diagram you can see line voltage is equal to root 3 phase voltage. Line voltage and phase voltage are not equal. So line voltage is the voltage between any two lines, whereas phase voltage is the voltage between line and the neutral. So here, if you want to VRY, it is equal to root 3 ERN. That means the line voltage VL equal to root 3 V phase. That is the relation between line voltage and phase voltage. Now coming to the second diagram. So here it shows the current. So phase current is equal to line current. So first point is in the relation between the line current and phase current is line current is equal to phase current. Okay. relation between line current and phase current. Line current IL is equal to I phase. Next, for a balanced load means the load will be equal in three phases. Balanced load means so the load will be equal in three phases. That means the value of R, the value of X will be same for all the three phases. So just like three-phase supply, we are going to have three-phase load. Example is a three-phase induction motor. This is a three-phase load. So for a balanced load, all the line currents are equal in magnitude. So second point you can see here. For a balanced load, all the line currents are equal in magnitude. That is equal to I phase, but displaced 120 degrees from one another. Magnitude will be equal, but they are having a phase displacement of 120 degrees. Next, the angle between the line currents and the corresponding line voltages is 30 degrees plus or minus theta. So you can see from the diagram. So this also I explained in the last class. Plus is taken for power factor lagging, minus if power factor is leading. So here theta is the angle between, theta is the phase angle between phase voltage and the corresponding phase current. So here EAN is the phase voltage, IA is the phase current. So angle between them is theta. So here the angle between the line voltage and the corresponding line current is equal to 30 degrees plus or minus theta. So here third point, the angle between the line currents and the corresponding line voltages is 30 degrees plus or minus theta. So plus sign is taken if the power factor is lagging, minus sign is taken when the power factor is leading. So from the phasor diagram you can clearly see. So the angle between EAB and IA is 30 degrees plus theta because the current lags the voltage. As the current lags the voltage, you have to take plus sign. 30 degrees plus theta. Now coming to three-phase power. So total power is equal to 3 into power in each phase. 3 into E phase, I phase, cos theta. So here for star connection, you know that E phase equal to VL by root 3. I phase equal to IL. So substitute the values of E phase and I phase. So you are going to get finally power is equal to root 3 VL IL cos theta. So here just like we have seen star connection and delta connection, the alternator, if you see the alternator, the coils can be connected in star or delta. Similarly, the load can be star or delta. The load can be connected in star connection or delta connection. So here, see the problem. 3 coils, each having a resistance of 20 ohm. So you have 3 coils. Each coil has a resistance of 20 ohm and an inductive reactance of 15 ohm. What is inductive reactance? So how inductive reactance is expressed with the symbol? Which symbol is used to express inductive reactance? X suffix L. XL is used to represent inductive reactance. So inductive reactance is given 15 ohms. Are connected in star to a 400 volts 3-phase 50 hertz supply. So calculate the line current, power factor and power supplied. So here the line voltage is given, then you can get the phase voltage. Phase voltage is equal to VL by root 3. Okay. Next, so here V phase equal to VL by root 3, 400 by root 3, you are going to get the phase current. Next, Z phase. So here resistance and inductive reactance is given. You can find the value of Z. Z is equal to under root of R square plus XL square. So you are going to get a Z phase, Z per phase. Next, current per phase current IPH equal to VPH by ZPH. You are going to get the I phase. So here in the question it is asked the line current. So in a star connection, line current is equal to phase current. IL equal to I phase, you are going to get the line current. So next, power factor. Power factor is equal to cos theta, which is equal to R by Z. So 20 by 25, 0.8. As it is inductive, you can take power factor 0.8 lag. So coming to three-phase power. Three-phase power is given by P equal to root 3 VL IL cos theta. So root 3 VL IL value now, cos theta is 0.8. So here you are going to get 5121 watts as a power. So here alternatively you can also calculate power by using 3 into I phase square R phase. So you are going to get the same value. So now coming to delta connection. Before going to delta connection, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah, please respond. So you can respond in the chat box also. So here, any doubts?
No.
Okay. So I'm proceeding for delta connection. So delta is represented by this capital delta. So here delta can be represented with a triangle, that is the Greek letter capital delta. Next, it is a delta connection is also called as mesh connection. Mesh delta connection or mesh connection, both are same. So already you have seen that in this method of interconnection, the dissimilar ends, what are the dissimilar ends? Finish end and start end are the dissimilar ends. So in this method, in this method of interconnection, the dissimilar ends of the three-phase windings are joined together. That is, finishing end of one phase is connected to the starting end of the other phase, and so on, to obtain mesh or delta. The three line connectors are taken from the three junctions of the mesh or delta. So here, no neutral exists in a delta connection. Is it clear? The difference between star connection and delta connection. So in delta connection, the dissimilar ends are connected. That is, the finish end of one phase is connected to the start end of the other phase. Whereas if you take a star connection, in star connection, similar ends are connected. That means the finish ends of all the coils are connected together to form a neutral, and start ends are connected to the lines. So that forms the star. Here, whereas delta, the dissimilar ends of the coils are connected together. That means the finishing end of one phase is connected to the starting end of other phase. So like that, if you view the connection, you are going to get a delta connection. So here you can see here. So let us take the phase R phase. So start end of R phase is connected to the finish end of. So sorry, finish end of R phase is connected to the start end of Y phase, and finish end of Y phase is connected to the start of B phase, and finish end of P phase is connected to the start end of R phase. So here, next, you can see here, you can see the direction of ER, EY, EB. ER, EY, EB. So here, R is placed to the arrow mark of ER. So you are going to get R line. Similarly, Y. EY direction, see the EY direction. So to that, second diagram, see the EY direction. So here, to the EY direction, we are going to put the point Y, and we are going to draw a line, that is the line Y. Similarly, EB, if you see the EB arrow, so here, so to that you put a B, you mark it as B and take a line from that. Now here, ER, EY, EB are the phase voltages, right? ER, EY, EB are the phase voltages, whereas VRY, VYB, and VBR are the line voltages. Are you able to see the VRY? VRY is the voltage between R and Y. VYB is the voltage between Y and B. VBR. See here, we must be careful. We have to take VBR is the voltage between B and R lines. So here, by seeing the diagram, you can say that VRY is equal to ERY. That means the line voltage is equal to phase voltage. By seeing the diagram, can you tell? The line voltage is equal to phase voltage. That means VRY is equal to ER. By seeing the diagram. So both are the voltages between, if you take ER, it is the voltage between R and Y. If you take a VRY, it is the voltage between R and Y. So both are same. So by seeing the diagram, you can say that the line voltage is equal to phase voltage. Next, coming to the relation between line current and phase current. So here you can see here, by seeing this diagram, you can say that, see here, IR is the phase current. IR is the phase current. What about I1? I1 is the line current. See here, I1. So current in the line 1. So instead of R by B, I have taken 1, 2, 3. Lines 1, 2, 3. Instead of R by B. So here, if you see the figure 1, first figure, see here. So can you see 1, 2, 3? Those are the line 1, line 2, line 3. So in order to differentiate line current and phase current, so I have taken IR, IY, IB as the phase currents because they are flowing in the coils. Phase A coil, phase R, phase Y, phase B. So here IR, IY, IB are the phase currents which are flowing in the phases. Now coming to line current. So line currents means they are flowing in the lines. So line 1, line 2, line 3. So current flowing in the line 1 is equal to IR minus IB. So apply case at this point. Okay, if you take IR as incoming current, IB as outgoing current, so I1 as outgoing current. So you can take I1 as IR minus IB. Similarly, current I2. Current in the line 2 is taken as I2. I2 is equal to IY minus IR. So here the current in the line 1 is equal to IR minus IB. Current in the line 2 is equal to IY minus IR. The current in the line 3 is equal to IB minus IY. Now here, let us draw the phasor diagram. So here, this is the phasor diagram. So for drawing the phasor diagram, first, how to draw this phasor diagram? How to start this phasor diagram? So first, you have to draw IR, horizontal line. So here, now IR is drawn horizontally. IR is taken as a reference. So it is drawn on the horizontal plane. So I have drawn IR. So with 120 degrees in the anti-clockwise in the clockwise direction. So here the phasors will be rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So here after R phase you are going to get Y phase. So we are following the phase sequence of RYB. RYB. So note on this point, we are following the phase sequence RYB. So here, if the phasors are rotated in anti-clockwise direction, first IR will be coming. Next, what must be, which phasor will come? IY must come. So first, draw in the horizontal plane, draw IR. IR is a phasor which represents the phase current. Next, with 120 degrees, draw IY in the clockwise direction, take 120 degrees and draw IY. And after 120 degrees, draw IB. So you have drawn IR, IY, IB. Next. So what is I1 now? So I1 is equal to IR minus IB. You can say here I1 equal to IR minus IB. So current flowing in the line 1 is equal to IR minus IB. So here IR is in the direction of the line current, IB is in the opposite direction. So here you can take I1 is equal to IR minus IB. So here you have IR. How to get minus IB? So IB in a reverse direction. So take IB in reverse direction. So it is represented by minus IB. So minus IB is reverse inverse. Minus IB is the reverse direction to that of IB. Okay, I have taken minus IB. Add IR and minus IB. You are going to get IR minus IB, that is equal to I1. So right side, are you able to see? Right side down, I1. Yeah, please respond. Understood what is I1? I1 is the current flowing in the line. Okay, similarly you can draw I2 and I3. So you are going to get the other line current phasors. Now here we have to get the relation between I1 and IR. That means line current and the phase current. So here if IR, IY, IB are of equal magnitudes and balanced. Balanced means having equal magnitude and having a phase displacement of 120 degrees. So if you have a balanced condition, then line currents will be also balanced. So I1, I2, I3 will be displaced by 120 degrees and will be having equal magnitude. So you can go through this one. So here, if I want to here, see this. If I want the magnitude of I1, it is equal to 2 into I phase cos 60 by 2. So why cos 60 by 2 means the angle between line current and phase current is 30 degrees. So 2 I phase cos 30 degrees, which is equal to root 3 I phase. You can also calculate the magnitude in another way also. So under root of I phase square plus I phase square plus 2 I phase square cos 60 degrees. This is the old method. This is the new one. This first one may be new one. So second one is old method you have already done in physics. We have learned in physics vectors how to calculate the magnitude if two vectors are added. So here, if I add IR and minus IB, you are going to get I1. If I want the magnitude of I1, so under root of magnitude of IR square plus magnitude of minus IB square plus 2 into I phase square, because both are having the equal magnitude, into cos of the angle between these two. So you are going to get root 3 B phase. So finally, I1 is equal to root 3 B phase. Similarly, I2 equal to root 3 B phase. Similarly, you are going to get I3 equal to root 3 I phase. So here, these are the points. And in a balanced delta connection, you can say that line current is equal to root 3 I phase, IL equal to root 3 I phase. Next, all the line currents are equal in magnitude, which is equal to root 3 I phase, are displaced 120 degrees from one another and are displaced 120 degrees from one another. So here, if you see the point C, so this is very important. The line currents are 30 degrees behind the respective phase currents. The line currents are 30 degrees behind their respective phase currents. So I1 is the line current, IR is the phase current. So horizontal, on the horizontal plane you have IR. So 30 degrees below IR you have the I1. That means I1 is 30 degrees behind the respective phase current. Line currents are 30 degrees behind their respective phase currents. So this is about the uh, delta connection. And if you calculate the power, so power total power equal to 3 into power in each phase. So power in each phase equal to V phase I phase cos theta. Now substitute the values of V phase in terms of VL and I phase in terms of IL. So you are going to get power is equal to root 3 VL IL cos theta, where theta is the angle between phase voltage and phase current. So here this also you note down. Theta is the angle between phase voltage and phase current. So here where theta is the power factor of each phase. So you can do a problem on this. Just understand the problem. So a balanced three-phase delta connected load has a per phase impedance of 25 plus J 40 ohms. So impedance consists of resistance and resistance plus J into, that means J40 is the inductive reactance. J40 is the impedance offered by the coil. R plus J40 means, so here it will be having a plus J will come only for the inductive. So minus J will come for capacitive reactance. So here 25 plus J40 means you have to treat it is the J40 is the impedance offered by the inductor. So here the load will be having, so each phase will be having a resistance of 25 ohms. So in the diagram it is so here 25 ohms 25 ohms plus J40. So right side I have to make a correction. So left side I have drawn correctly 25 ohms J40 ohms. For the resistance 25 ohms J40 ohms. So here I have to change this one. Remaining. Okay, first to find out the Z phase. After finding the Z phase, you can find out I phase. Next IL you can find out. Next cos theta equal to R by Z. So you are going to get a 0.53 lag. Next power equal to root 3 VL IL cos theta. So similarly, see the second question. So all of you do this one. For the circuit shown in figure, obtain line and phase voltages and currents. So you do by the yourself. So first obtain the line and phase voltages and currents. So here already line voltage is given as 440 volts. So from that, what about the phase current? 440 by root 3. So you got the line and phase voltages. Now coming to the currents. How to find out the currents? Yeah, please do it. So here this is the delta connection, right? So in delta connection, VL equal to V phase. Line voltage is equal to 440 volts. What about the phase current? Phase current is also 440 volts. So after getting the phase voltage, you have to find out the impedance. After finding the impedance, you can find the current. So what is the impedance for this circuit? Yeah, please respond. Find out the impedance. Z phase. Find out Z phase.
5, sir.
Yeah, correct. Z phase is equal to 5 ohms. Next, I phase equal to
88.
88 amps. Okay, correct. Next, IL. What is the formula for IL?
IL equal to I phase కదా సార్, రెండు సేమ్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్.
This is delta connection. Delta connection. This is delta connection. PS1 is different. Okay, here this is the delta connection. So in a delta connection, what is line voltage and phase voltages are equal, but line current is different from the phase current, right? So line current means it is flowing in the line. So three lines. So phase current is it is the current flowing through R plus J4. Whatever the current flowing through R plus J4 impedance is the phase current. So you can see line current is equal to √3.
88 sir, 88 √3.
88 into √3. Okay.
అంటే సార్ రెండు వైస్ వర్సా ఉంటాయా సార్? డెల్టాది నెక్స్ట్ 3 ఫేజ్ సార్. స్టార్
In the star connection,
lines
in delta connection, currents will be different.
Okay.
By seeing the diagram only you can say. Okay. So here, if you see this diagram, delta connection diagram. So here, if you see the first one, this one. If you see this diagram, so line voltage is equal to phase voltage, right? Line voltage is equal to phase voltage. Now coming to the current, IR is the, are you able to see the delta connection with current? Okay. So here you can see IR, IY, IB are the phase currents. Now I1, so current flowing in the line 1. Can you see 1, 2, 3? Those are the lines. So current flowing in the line 1 is I1, which is given by IR minus IB. See here, IR is entering the node, IB is leaving the node R. Okay. So come to I1 is the current leaving the node. So if you apply KCL, so I1 plus IR is equal to IB. So I1 equal to IR minus IB. Or directly you can take like this also. IR is in the direction of I1, but IB is in reverse direction. So here I1 is equal to IR minus IB. So here by seeing the diagram you can say that the phase current is IR, whereas line current is IR minus IB. So line current is equal to √3 phase current in a delta connection. Line current is equal to √3 phase current. Yeah. So line current is equal to √3 I phase in a delta connection. So this is about star and delta connection. So the main importance is, so we can reduce the number of lines if you transmit the power with a 3-phase supply. You are going to reduce the amount of copper by reducing the of lines. So here for the 3-phase, if you want to supply 3-phase power using 3 single phases, you require total 6 lines. Whereas if you want to supply 3-phase power using 4 lines, using 3-phase supply, you require only 4 wires. So we are going to reduce the amount of copper by reducing the number of lines. Next, one important point is voltage regulation is better in 3-phase power. In 3-phase supply, voltage regulation will be better. That's why wherever you see the 11 kV, even if 11 kV also, we are going to apply the power at 3-phase. So once you go through the derivations and see the points, important points here, this one. So here for delta connection, IL equal to √3 I phase. All the line currents are of equal magnitude and displaced by 120 degrees from each one another. Next, line currents are 30 degrees behind the respective phase currents. This is the code delta. Similarly, you can see the star one. Okay. So the phasor they are going to remember to see this. So next one is the power measurement in three-phase circuits by 2 wattmeter method. So this is the important regarding BW lab. So what is the time? Okay. So just I will give brief points on this 2 wattmeter method. So here power measurement in three-phase circuits using 2 wattmeter method. This is there in your lab and you are going to do experiment. So here if you want to measure three-phase power, generally you require 3 wattmeters. But by connecting the wattmeters in such a fashion that 2 wattmeter method can be used to measure three-phase power. So how the connection is? Let us see here. So W1 and W2 are the wattmeters. W1 and W2 are the wattmeters. So whatever the load, unbalanced load or balanced load, so 2 wattmeter method can measure the power in three phases. So here this is the unbalanced load. So you have unbalanced load means the impedances will be different. So Z1, Z2, Z3 are the Z1, Z2, Z3 are the three loads which are connected in star connection. And this load is consuming the power. And I1, I2, I3 are the line currents. I1, I2, I3 are the line currents. Z1, Z2, Z3 is the three-phase load which is connected in star. Now here W1 and W2. W1 and W2 are the 2 wattmeters. W1 and W2. So can you see a circle which is consisting of a coil and a resistance? So here that circle, whatever the dotted circle is there, it contains 2 coils. One is the current coil, another one is the voltage coil. So current coil is connected in series with the line, whereas voltage coil is connected in parallel. Here voltage coil is connected across the 2 lines. So the current coil will be carrying the current of line current. Current coil. So top one, you can see top one, it is carrying the line current. So the resistance of the current coil will be very less. It is made up of few turns. So current coil consists of few turns, and the thickness will be more. So it will be having less resistance. Coming to voltage coil. So voltage coil is connected across the 2 lines. So here below one, so you can see the resistor. So here voltage coil will be having more resistance. So it is connected across the R and Y. If you see the W1 is the wattmeter. So the first one is the current coil, top one is the current coil. So it is connected in series with the line. Below the current coil, you can see the voltage coil. Are you able to see the circle W1? So below the current coil, you have the voltage coil, which is represented by a resistor. Why it is represented with resistor means it will be having more resistance. So voltage coil will be having more resistance. It is connected across the lines. So it is connected between R and Y. Similarly, you have W2. So you have a current coil which is connected in series. Above that current coil, you can see a voltage coil which is connected between B and Y. Now here we are going to prove W1 plus W2 gives the three-phase power. W1 plus W2 equal to three-phase power. So this I am going to explain in the next class. So W1 plus W2 equal to So you are going to get total power. This I am going to explain in the next class. So for your internal up to star and delta connection. Up to star delta connection you have in the internal. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me regarding star connection, delta connection.
సార్
Yes.
సార్ పవర్ సప్లైడ్ అంటేనేమో √3 into V phase into I phase into cos theta నా సార్?
No. 3 into V phase I phase cos theta. 3
Power
into
supplied.
V phase. Power. Power is equal to 3 into. Are you able to see the thing? So total power is equal to 3 into power in each phase.
Okay sir.
So as it is a balanced load, so the same current will be flowing and you have the same impedance. As the impedance is same current will be flowing. So same impedance,
Okay.
same current, power will be same. Power consumed by each phase will be same. So here you have total 3 phases. So you can take 3 into power in each phase, power per phase. Power per phase is V phase, I phase, cos theta. As it is a AC, your power is given by V phase, I phase, cos theta. That is a true power, active power. Active power is given by VI cos theta, V phase, I phase, cos theta. So you have 3 phases. So 3 into V phase, I phase, cos theta. So after that, we are going to express V phase in terms of VL and I phase in terms of IL. Phase quantities are represented in line quantities. So here, if a delta connection, you have V phase equal to VL, V phase equal to VL, and I phase equal to IL by √3. If you substitute, then 3 phase power is given by √3 VL IL cos theta. Now here, you have to remember that theta is the angle between phase voltage and phase current. That's one. Is it clear? So here 3 into V phase I phase cos theta. The same cos theta we are using in this also. √3 VLIL cos theta. So here in both the equations, the theta is the angle between phase voltage and phase current. So for this V phase I phase cos theta, how you got V phase I phase cos theta explained in the previous class. So here there are two methods. First one is P equal to, first one is using integration. Second one is simple method, that is P equal to I square R. So introduce Z, multiply numerator and denominator with Z. So you take IZ into I into R by Z. So what is IZ? IZ is equal to supply voltage V. I remains same. R by Z is cos theta. So here power is equal to VI cos theta, which is equal to I square R. Active power is the only power which is consumed by the load. Reactive power is used to measure the power exchange between source and the reactive part of the load. So go through the previous class. Okay, all notes already I posted in the classroom. If I found some mistakes, so I will be updating the notes with the date. I will put the date. Okay, whichever is the latest. With the latest date, that is the latest note. So you can go through the notes. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in the next class. So let me take the attendance.